Good morning. This is Friday, May 19th. I'm Kristy Bird MaKieve, and this is a big thank you note from me and everyone with Healthy Rural California, and as well Butte-Glenn Medical Society, who got this whole thing going back in 2019. I want to thank the team at HCAI that I met some of you yesterday on a Zoom call regarding the award from 2020 to establish a psychiatry residency. There are many, many more of you that I wish to thank as well, because not only did that award lead to the establishment or the accreditation of the psychiatry residency, which will welcome its first cohort in 2024, which is a big celebration. And I want to plan something and invite you all, because it's definitely worth the celebration. But I also wanted to articulate a bigger thank you, because when we started down this path, I really just thought it was going to be a psychiatry residency. Maybe we get to a primary care of some kind residency. And we are now really at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. Oh, thank you to HCAI as well, because we've been awarded the Family Medicine Residency Planning Grant, which is also huge. It's going to have an integrated behavioral health curriculum, so also addressing the mental health and physical health of the region. And in total, those two residency programs are going to bring 28 residents per year to the region. But I got to describe what's been developing since February of this year, which is a bigger picture, much bigger than I thought. We've engaged Enloe Medical Center to be the primary hospital for the family medicine residency. And in so doing, we've also gotten sponsorship to make sure that when Enloe steps into the family medicine space with us in 2025, they will be, we want to help them prepare, because that will trigger their CMS reimbursement cap. And that means that they have 5 years to establish all residency programs by 2030, which would be needed so that they could seek CMS reimbursement for those other residency programs. It's a old law. There are some workarounds, but for the most part, they would have 5 years from the first time the family medicine residents step into their facilities to then have all the residents that they could possibly want in 5 years. So we're really pleased that this is leading to a bigger picture. It's possible that Enloe would choose, and it would be feasible for them to pursue internal medicine, general surgery, OB. They're going to, go through that whole feasibility study in the next few months. But it could mean that by the year 2030, there would be 52 residents based in Chico, Butte County. It's amazing. It's such a game changer. I just read an article about how graduate medical education can change a community. And in all of the work that I've been doing since 2019, it's very unusual for a region sort of centered in Chico and including Glenn County and Plumas, Tehama County, and our neighbors in the south of Butte, which would be Yuba and Sutter, over in Colusa, which is also really tiny. But anyway, this region has no medical school and very few, I guess Yuba City has a Fremont Hospital with Adventist Health, but really no large health systems. And the medical schools and large health systems and large hospitals are typically the ones who drive graduate medical education. So Healthy Rural California is really leading this charge, but there's more. We are now discussing with Touro University College of Osteopathic Medicine and UC Davis School of Medicine, potentially Oregon State Health University, Stanford, North State College of Medicine, to establish a regional campus. So it's looking like 2 regional campuses, one with Touro and one with UC Davis, so that medical students year 3 do their 12-month cycle of rotations, typically 6 rotations in the 12 months. So living in Chico and completing the requirements, the clinical rotations required of their 3rd year. So that would be somewhere between 20 to 25, I think, at full steady state of medical students in the region. And we are possibly kicking this off in 2024. That seems like a huge lift, but definitely starting in 2025 to have this group of medical students with us for a year. And then those discussions are also leading to great interest in a tribal medical school to be based in Chico. As you know, there's 109 tribes in California, and there's at least 12 in the region that we look at, which is sort of above Sacramento to the Oregon border. It's probably more than that, but those are the ones that I'm aware of. So the tribal medical school concept is relatively new, but if you look at Oklahoma State University and the Cherokee Nation and what they built in 2020, that's kind of the model that we would look at. And probably it would be UC Davis because they have a tribal prime program for their medical students right now. So I don't know if you know this, HCAI, but your funding has led to some really great stuff just with psychiatry and family medicine residency programs. But the conversations that I've been having since February of this year are so much bigger, so much more impact. And I just wanted to thank you because I think it was getting the award in 2020 as like a stamp of approval, really. And then all of these doors opened, and I had no idea then that graduate medical education just flings open a door to have medical students coming in. But it is a very necessary step because that's part of the recruitment into the residency program is to have the medical students, but also to develop the pathway for youth to come into medical school and not have to leave the area for any significant amount of times. Amazing. It's just going to be amazing. We're basically building an interprofessional healthcare workforce mecca. That's a terrible name, but hub in Chico. We're looking to build a building called a Rural Health Innovation Center that would house our 28 to 52 residents, the 20 to 25 medical students, possibly some housing for those medical students, an innovation lab where we're bringing the basic science research at Chico State with these students in medicine, a rural simulation center, which is a keystone of the School of Nursing at Chico State's curriculum. And then, yeah. And then, I've had several people say to me, well, if you're going to train psychiatry residents in the area, why not have the nurse practitioner psychiatry rotations alongside? And we're excited to explore what that could be. So I just wanted you to know that just in the last few months, and really it's kind of like, okay, well, the psychiatry residency got accredited. You legit, and we were able to reach that because we knew we had this award coming in partnership with Butte County Behavioral Health. And then that accreditation, it just really said to the world, like, Chico needs to have medical education in a stronger way. So exciting. And I just want to say thank you. I tend to talk a lot, so I'm going to wrap up and say happy Friday. And thank you so much. I know we've all been on this learning curve of what does it take to actually fund the launch of graduate medical education programs. It's a lot. The initial accreditation is really that key milestone where, if you get there and then all of the rest of the funding is then allocated, it helps those institutions like Healthy Rural California to get to the first cohort to recruit the first cohort of residents, to complete recruiting faculty, to do the faculty development training that's necessary. I'm basically looking at converting Chico physicians into teachers and preceptors and faculty. And that's a big lift, but we're getting some good enthusiasm and people are excited. So I hope to invite you all up to Chico someday soon, and we'll just have a great celebration and say thank you. in person. All right. You have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.